Hello again. So, first things first, I am going to be with this car at Super Touring Power 3 at Brands Hatch. I've missed the first, I've missed the second, I missed the track day at Spa because it was this project is one of those while I'm at it jobs. So yeah, I'll do a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. And this was meant to be something quite simple, and it's becoming into, you know, something very serious. Anyway, this will go as a rolling shell. So there are all sorts of things that I am having done in the very near future. Some of which will make a bit more sense when we get there. For example, aesthetically is where I'm pushing it this summer. So it will be wheels in the right colour and tyres on, tubbing the front so that they'll fit nicely, getting the front bumper so it sits in a good position, getting the dashboard in. I'm going to rack the roof to cover over this hole here because at some point we'll have it welded up, but it's just not the time at the moment. Get some of the rear windows and glass in and all sorts of stuff like that, get the seat in. So essentially it looks as much like a race car as it can do. Now, here's the thing. This all looks quite nice from the outside at the moment, but when you open this door, I've chopped a lot of metal out, and behind that, it's not very pretty. So today, we are going to make some door cards, some track day door cards, completely flat with just the hole cut out so that I can put the door handle in, and then that will close up that area. Mediocre_Matty on Instagram, who's a friend of mine, a friend through Mike Bentley, Mad Skids Mike. He suggested some much cheaper material than I had been originally sort of looking at, and I was keen to keep the cost down, so I've managed to get these sheets at £14.50 a sheet rather than about £40 a sheet. So let's see how they go. This is going to be a how-to, but I've never done it before, so do as I say and not necessarily as I do. And if they turn out great, copy me. If they turn out rubbish, don't. Let's go. So as you can see, I've chopped round here to take out the majority of the unnecessary metal where there were things like speaker brackets and stuff like that. We just left it looking, you know, tidy enough, but this doesn't look very nice. And there's no point painting that up and trying to make it look nice. It just never will. So in order to also have a working, functioning door handle, this needs to be static. So what we shall do is we shall use some of this, and this will lay it over like that. Oh, it's perfect. And then we will cut out what is unnecessary, and then we will lay it over, drill some holes, and we'll work out where we can put it, and riv nut onto here, and then bum 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 bum, we will make it fit lovely, and hopefully this nice textured material will keep the sun from reflecting too much. The back side of it is smooth, but I think I actually prefer the texture. It's not carbon fibre effect or anything like that, but it has a texture to from a faint distance you might be like, oh, that's carbon fibre. It's not imitation carbon fibre, which I didn't want to go down that route because, no disrespect to anyone who does like it, I personally feel it looks potentially a little bit cheap, and I like stuff to be functional. So that's what we're going to do. So now that we've got a rough layup, you can just sit it and roughly see where we're right, where we're wrong, what needs to come off still. I want to sit it here so that the bottom was it's too tall still. I was going to do this with clear plastic at first,
but I didn't have the material to hand. I didn't want to go out and buy stuff just for the sake of that. So on that note, this is the way I'm doing it, which is potentially a little bit more time consuming, but will achieve the same result. So that's the main thing here, is can we achieve the result we want without spending lots and lots of money? Because as per the intro, I've got a lot of stuff to do, and as per the last episode, if you watched it, I'm saving for a house. So there's only so many things that one can do at the same time. Really not very much has to come off the bottom, actually. So literally we'll just run it along like so. Maybe a bit more of that. Let's go and chop some more. So now that we have cut out the shape that we basically want, I've drilled holes in sensible locations. I hope sensible, because there's loads of holes everywhere, so I hope that I haven't encroached on the same holes, because then, I want to be putting it in here and not accidentally going a hole there. That would be problematic. Anyway, I've guessworked it a little bit. I've now drilled tiny little pilots, 1, 2, 3, 4 in fact, so that I can run across the front at the top. So across the front, across the top. The idea being with that is that I'll be able to get that to sit in place, and then I'll be able to push these down. If you do them all at the same time, you might find they're slightly opposite. Do a set, and then push it nice and tight and drill the rest afterwards. So that's what I've done. Now, I'm using M6 fasteners, which requires a 9mm hole to be drilled for the rivet nuts. So let's go and drill the holes.
Take me
I've run out of time. I'll do the rears another time, probably off camera, because we'll move on to something else, won't we? But that's all good. It works. It doesn't look the absolute best, but I'm sure if I'd spent double the time, I could have had it 10% better. So it's one of those, it's functional, it works fine. Don't look super close and you won't get upset. That's sort of the deal with it. But it's bolted in, it's pretty rigid. It, I would imagine, won't make too much noise, to be honest. I was concerned that it might flex. Matty, who sent me the link for these, he bought the 2mm stuff and I thought it was going to be too thin, so I bought the 3mm stuff. Which hey, maybe he has got some extra weight saving, or maybe he's got something that flexes and makes loads of noise and mine doesn't. I don't know. We shall both find out when we drive them, I suppose. But yeah, it's looking all right. So yeah. Next ones coming up in the near future are going to be things like getting the wheels painted so I can get tyres on them, so this thing can finally be a rolling shell, which will be nice. Getting the dashboard mocked up. I have got a dashboard there that I've chopped kind of too far, and then from a donor car I've got a fresh one, which is in really good condition, so I can work backwards from how far I went in order to have it nicer with the new one, so it will have a nicer fit up on it. And once that's done, we can have stuff like windscreen put in and blah blah blah. But yes, is it the 28th and 29th of June, Super Touring Power? I've said in the intro, I'll say again, if you want to come and say hello, I'll be on the Area 22 stand, which will be, I assume, on the main upper paddock. All of the demo cars that weren't real, and some of the real ones in fact, were all there anyway, last year and the year before. So feel free to come and say hi. I will more than likely be wearing Chris the Car Builder. It's fairly obvious when you see me. Don't feel afraid to say hello, because I love meeting people that watch the channel and dig it on Instagram and stuff. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to try and get some more videos. I did a sum total of like 2 last year, and I had intended to do 1 a week, so I was 50 short on what I was supposed to do. I'm not going to set some silly bar like that this time. Maybe 1 every month, especially on the run up to Super Touring Power, where I'll get the majority of the stuff done sort of aesthetically, and then the chances are you probably won't get many episodes after that, because I'll have put a load of time and effort into it, and then I'll be back onto focusing in on, you know, getting my house. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.